G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to start off talking about how Ronaldo and Nickmercs, two of the biggest streamers in Fortnite, both got hacked today live on stream. They lost access to their account despite having two-factor authentication and Epic's assistance to get their accounts back. So I want to look at what that is, why it might be happening, and a warning to other pros or anyone who watches my videos to make their accounts more secure. Because man, if that happened during FNCS to either of these guys, it would have been an absolute nightmare. So I know a bunch of you pros watch my videos. Make sure you're sticking to the steps that I'll tell you to make sure your account is 100% secure. Also, we had the Epic Whale Cup announced today as squads tournament, the first squads tournament we've had in the longest time. It's got all the pros really excited. I want to break down some of the big teams that have announced and just my thoughts on squads in general. Also, I haven't talked about it. It's been a few days, but King announcing he's moving to NA East to compete. I just want to talk about what that means, not just for NA East, but what that means for King and other regions looking to do this, because man, I am so excited to see King pop off on another region. Heats are kicking off this weekend, guys. I'm going to be doing a few viewing parties on my channel, and I'm also going to be on the official broadcaster bunch. But as of this video going live today, I will be live at 8 PM EST, which is 12 noon Australian time. I'll be watching OCE Heat 1. Swing by the stream. It's twitch.tv/AussieAntics. I'd love to say g'day. Kicking things off with the Ronaldo and Nickmercs situation, I want to stress that this is not to give attention to the people who are doing this. If you don't know what happened, Ronaldo and Nickmercs both got hacked today live on stream, and it was by a group of people that do this to get attention. They try to promote their socials, they try to do it to promote stuff. If you know who it is, my advice to you, as Nickmercs told his audience today, don't spread it, don't share it. All you're doing is what these people want. They're trying to just bring down other people and tear them down live in front of their audience to try and get attention to themselves. If you know who it is, don't talk about it. The reason why I'm only bringing attention to it is because I want to let people know this is happening, and especially coming into FNCS with a lot of these pros playing for potentially millions of dollars during the grand final. Make sure that you, even as a casual player, have your stuff locked down. So I'll show you the clip what happened to Ronaldo and Nickmercs first. They both have the same thing. They're playing and they randomly get logged out, and everything's changed. It logs them out of the website, the game, their 2FA, everything.
Brand, bro, like, have you
Did you see Ben?
let me check my authenticator. Oh my god, I'm signed out completely. What the? Alright, we're good.
Hog you.
Wait, did I not have 9,000 V-Bucks?
Kidding. Oh, yo, I think I got hacked on.
Oh yeah, your game did crash.
Chat, you guys saying ban is a joke, or we actually tossed? Hold on, let's see if I'm good to go. Yeah, I'm good to go. Nice. Hey, boys, that's my bad. I thought I got hacked right there. I'm good. I think all my settings are the same. My name's the same. Oh, I just logged me out again. Hey, bro, whoever's doing it, like... All right, this guy might log me out again. I'm logging in right now, though. Guys, I'm in.
So Ronaldo gets his account back very, very quickly. He logs back in and there's no further issues. Nick's was a little bit harder though. As you can see, he logged in, he got logged out, he then went back in, did everything, got the account back, logged in, and then got logged out again. They ended up securing it and getting it locked down, and that's what I want to talk about. You need to make sure that if you log onto the Epic Games website, that you have the Authenticator app as your primary authentication tool. It's the hardest one to hack. It's the hardest one to bypass. If you log on to the Epic Games website, you go to security and then you go to two-factor authentication. You have three different options: text message, email, and authenticator app. I would suggest having the app because it's by far the most secure way to make sure that your account is secure. Then I'd probably do text message if you don't like the authenticator app for whatever reason. I would do email last, because usually once someone has access to your email, if the emails are linked, which most people use the same email to log in as the email they use for their main email, you can then have it leak into that as well. So I've always found authenticator apps are by far the most safe way. I'm sure someone in the comments is gonna say there's crazy hacker groups out there who can hack authenticator apps. I'm not saying they aren't, but of the three options, they are by far the most safe. Please go set up the authenticator app, especially if you're a pro or someone who's gonna be targeted and someone's gonna try and get into their account. Now, moving on to the Epic Whale Squad Tournament, I'm so excited for this. Even though Squads is probably my least favorite competitive game mode, I love the variety, I love a bit of fun. NA West finally get a Creator Cup. They've been deserving one for such a long time, and I knew if they got one, it had to be Epic Whale. Maybe Arkroom, but still, Epic Whale has been the face of NA West for the longest time, and they got a tournament, and man, the format looks awesome. So it's a 3-round tournament that's gonna take place across 2 days. So you're gonna have the first qualifying round on the 11th of the 3rd. that is going to be going from opens to top 150 squads. Then you're going to have 2 rounds on the second day, which is on the 12th of the 3rd. You're then going to have the top, you're going to go from that top 150 squads down to only 25 squads for the finals. And then we're going to have set lobbies, 6 rounds of squads customs. It's going to be so freaking awesome. I'm really excited. The scoring format looks interesting as well. You start getting placements for every single squad you get inside top 20. So instantly you start getting them pretty much straight away almost. There's going to be 100 players. Top 80 gets you placement. It'll happen pretty quick. Then going all the way, that's pretty much 1 point all the way up to top 5. Then at top 5 you get 2, top 4 you get 2, top 3 you get 2, top 2 you get 3, and then for the win you get 6. I really like this format. It doesn't really have that massive jump that we currently see in Trio FNCS on round 4, semis, and grand finals, which not a lot of people are huge fans of, saying that you shouldn't be getting half the placement for top 3. The difference between coming 4th and 3rd isn't that big. So I really like this format, and each elimination is worth 1. So it really is going to be very placement heavy, and that's what squads should be. You shouldn't be running around trying to wipe entire squads, and especially when that gets to the set lobbies, it's going to be freaking awesome. And a $10,000 prize pool. It's obviously only going to be on NA West though, like all the Creator Cups, unless they get multiple regions, like, you know, the Lachlan Cup had OCE and NA East. This one is NA West specific, but anyone's allowed to play it though. At the same time, you can join it if you're from other regions. I'm sure a bunch of EU and NA East pros are going to show up, and that's what I want to look at. I want to look at the different squads that have been announced so far. Not everyone's jumped straight onto the train of announcing their squads, and this is why the community is all freaking out. If you were wondering why everyone's talking about squads FNCS, it's just for this cup. We do have a few of the big teams announcing though. The first one we got to talk about is what team is Epic Whale going to be on, and this one's hard. We don't actually know. I would have thought that Epic Whale announced this as soon as the tournament was announced, but if you go to Epic Whale's chat and you type !squad, you get that it's going to be Epic Whale, Rex, Arkram, obviously the trio, and we're adding Reet as the 4th. Now, I don't know how old this squad command is. I feel like I've seen this quite a while ago. They always talked about if squads came back, this would be the squad. So I have no reason to think that won't be the squad. And I mean, why wouldn't it be? It looks absolutely ridiculous, but it's not been announced on Twitter by any of them. I haven't heard any of them talk about it on stream as of recording this video. So I don't want to tell you that's 100% the squad, but it's looking pretty likely. Some of the big NA East names did announce though as well. Obviously it's an NA West tournament, but the NA East guys are looking to show up big. Some of the big ones to talk about is it looks like Reverse 2K, Day, and Miro have been split up as they're dropping into 2 different squads, and the 2 squads are ridiculous. Centered Edgy Commandment are now going to have Day as their 4th, so they've got the God Fragger with the God Trio. They look ridiculous. And then now you have Miro going on and playing with Macwood, Bucky, and Kanata. So again, God Trio, God Fragger, things look awesome. I also love the look of Degen, Avery, Aegis, and Skittles. I think that is going to be such a nuts squad as well. Again, I'm focusing mostly on the really solid trios who've picked up again a solid 4th. Also, we have Tabs G, Who Fishy, and Kaz. I like that one as well. I think that'll be really, really strong. XMB announcing their trio. Colazo made a joke about who are me, Zate, Saf, and Stretch with. And that's the thing. Some of the big teams haven't announced though. I don't know who Zate, Saf, and Stretch are going to go with. We didn't get any word from Clicks, Big Bizzle, and Booga, so I don't really know what's happening there, but I at least wanted to mention these ones. Also, when this was announced, it was pretty late in EU, so we haven't really heard about any EU squads, but man, I have no doubt in my mind that at least one, if not more, EU squads will qualify for this, even on NA West. I think they'll get together and we'll see some ridiculous squads from them. Now, moving on to King, moving to NA East from Brazil. I know I'm a few days late covering this. I'm sorry, there's been so much going on with the heats and stuff, but this is a huge deal. We had King tweet out on March 3rd, I'm going to be playing the next FNCS in NA East with 0 ping, so I'm looking for a trio as a fragger. And this obviously sent everyone nuts as well. You had Jerian responding, XMB, you had Sebi, Face Flea, Narwhal, pretty much a bunch of pros just scrambling to try and make jokes about playing with them. Coop, Class, Martos, literally everyone came out to comment on this. As far as actual viable teams, that's what I wanted to talk about because it's going to be interesting. I asked on stream the other day, what do you guys think how King's going to go because of his English? I don't watch King too much. I know he's an absolute freak. And do I think he'll place on NA East? 100% hands down. If it was solos or anything else, I think he would absolutely dominate. My only concern was the language barrier. I don't think it's that hard for someone who already speaks decent English because my viewers said that, look, his English is not the best, but he He does speak Portuguese as well as Spanish, so he's clearly already learnt 2 languages. He's learned a second growing up, so picking up better English shouldn't be too hard for him. And a lot of people have mentioned, oh, why does he play with one of, the Spanish speaking teams on NA East? I know that Elige and Jelty have obviously talked about this as well. Would he play with Elige, Jelty, or P-God? I don't think so, honestly. They're phenomenal players. You've also got Slick. You've got a lot of Spanish speaking NA teams, but there's not really any that I think would be to King's caliber or that he'd want to play with. So I think it will be on King to try and pick up his English to play with another team. As far as what viable teams do I think he could play with, literally any team that doesn't do well this NA East, who splits coming into next one, who is looking for a top tier player, will pick up King. A lot of people are going to do the whole thing, or do you think he's going to place? He's from Brazil. It's a smaller region. It's a bit easier. It's friggin' King. It doesn't matter. I hate that people say this. The best players on the small region, especially ones who dominate as hard as King, will 100% be able to place on NA East if they find a good team, and every pro knows that. People will be looking to try and pick King up, so I'm super excited to see it. The only kind of concern I did raise as well when I was talking to Stream about it was, I don't know how it's going to go with his stream audience. I feel like if he starts playing with an English team and he starts speaking English all the time on stream, it could alienate his audience a little bit. I don't think that's a massive factor to consider, but I know that will be a little bit weird as someone who pulls ridiculous numbers on stream. Not saying he would, but imagine that Mongraal all of a sudden started playing with a French team and he learned French and started speaking French all the time. It would impact the viewership and the audience that he has, but either way, people are going to be so excited to see it, and I'm so excited to see someone come from one of those smaller regions that people don't consider as good, who is a phenomenal player, and proving that they can do it, because King's already done it once at Worlds, but again, that was so long ago that people try to, take that away from them now. I'm sure he'll do it again. Also, guys, last thing I have to mention in today's video, yes, the heats changed again. We have the official heat list being made unofficial and then made re-official. So even though I waited until we had the official heat list to make that full NA East breakdown video yesterday, which you guys love, by the way, thank you for the support on it. It's still super relevant. All those teams will still do phenomenally in their heats. I am going to look at it and do like kind of a breakdown tomorrow's video. I'm going to look at all the heats overall and give my more, not general thoughts. I'll go into detail, but I won't be able to break down every single heat for every single player because heats are now starting in a couple days. The list has been changed so many times. If you didn't know though, the big change being that the EU pros that were banned or disqualified from playing in the original heats are now back in it. Epic Games tweeted out they missed the mark with their ruling on people leaving early. They really wanted it to only affect players who have been down, who are trying to leave the game, to kind of deny the information to their opponents. That was the main reason, and a lot of these cases where people got banned, it should not have been, like the one that I showed in my most recent video where I showed Tus's team, where he actually he left the game out of anger and he didn't even know they were shaking him down, and they all died anyway. So they've retracted their most recent bans, which has changed the EU heats, and even though there was no one in NA who'd been banned, it looks like they've redone the heats, which a lot of people were talking about because Kinch Analytics, the guy who's been running all the leaderboards, just could not figure out how they picked the NA East heat the way they did, because it just didn't follow the original rules they talked about for seeding. It looks like they've gone back, and now Kinch's original leaderboard was correct. But again, I'll do a video in the next few days talking about heats and breaking them down. I just can't do as in depth now because they keep changing things on me. Alright guys, that does it for another video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, swing by the stream, twitch.tv/AussieAntics. I love when you guys come by from the YouTube so I can actually have a conversation with you. If you enjoyed today's video, please chuck a like on it. Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.